Good morning. It's bright and early and I am out on my other Irish Draught Stallion. This is Laddie. So, what I wanted to talk about today was one of the issues that I see with the traditional therapy approach to treatment of eating disorders. And there are plenty of issues, but just one that I'm going to talk about today. And that is what happens when we don't give somebody who's trying to recover from an eating disorder a clear path as to how to do that. So if we understand an eating disorder as a fear issue, I have fear of weight gain. And I like to think of it as like a phobia level fear issue, because when we think of a phobia, we're like, oh, it doesn't make sense. Phobias are irrational. Still feels really bad though, it's still really scary. So if we think of an eating disorder as a phobia level fear of weight gain, and then when we start to understand that, oh, I have a fear issue, then we can start to see our way out of that fear issue, because we all sort of know what we have to do in order to teach ourselves not to be afraid of something that we're afraid of. When somebody goes into therapy and they spend hours upon hours exploring their own backstory and reasons, psychological reasons why an eating disorder might have occurred, and it could be that you've developed this as a coping mechanism for just life, or it could be that this is a trauma response, or it could be that this is, I don't know, caused by what. We are not giving somebody a clear path as to, well, what do they do then to amend that thing? We're throwing a load of theories at them. And when I say we, I don't mean me, because I'm not doing that, therapists are doing that, but you know what I mean. So they are throwing a load of theories at somebody, and it just gets confusing and exhausting. But most of all, it sort of feels hopeless for a lot of people, because they're like, well, I don't know how to amend this, what can I do about it? Whereas when we understand that eating disorders are biologically induced, therefore we don't need to go into the backstory, and they are, for all intents and purposes, a fear issue, a present day fear issue, fucking terrified of gaining weight, then we can see our way out of it, should we choose to do the work that we need to do in order to recover. And I think that's really bloody important, because otherwise you just feel like you're chasing rabbits down rabbit holes, don't you? All right, bye.